The day and the hour of convening having arrived, all members of the Georgia House of Representatives will come to the floor and take seats. All members will come to the floor. I'm going to ask the clerk to ring the bell. All members will please take their seats. All members. We have a little business we need to do before we take the roll call, so I'm going to ask all members to please come to the floor and take their seats. According to the clock, it is 1 minute after 10. Clerk, ring the bell one more time. We're going to have the call of the roll. All members present will please vote green to signify their presence in the chamber. All members present will please vote green, and the clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? Did we deactivate your machine? That was the plan. Okay, have all members now voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machines. Well, welcome back. And good morning. I hope y'all are as excited as I am about the 2016 session beginning. We have a special program this morning, and before we get to that, I want to introduce to you and have you help me welcome new members of this body. The gentleman from the 80th District, Representative Taylor Bennett. Representative Bennett. The gentleman from the 146th District, Representative Shaw Blackman. Representative Blackman. The lady from the 92nd District, Representative Doreen Carter. Representative Carter. The lady from the 24th District, Representative Sherry Gilligan. Representative Gilligan. The lady from the 122nd District, Representative Jody Lott. Representative Lott. The lady from the 55th District, Representative Marie Metz. Representative Metz. The gentleman from the 155th District, Representative Clay Perkle. Representative Perkle. The lady from the 48th District, Representative Betty Price. Representative Price. Now, we're going to do things a little different this morning. I'm going to introduce our chaplain in just a moment, but I'm going to ask you to remain in your seats after the pledge, because we have a couple of special guests that will be joining us after the pledge. We will greet Reverend Kelly after they have completed with that, but I'm going to ask you to please remain in your seats as we honor some very special guests that we have joining us today. And I'm going to ask now for the doorkeepers to please close the doors and keep them closed. I have the privilege of presenting our chaplain today to you, a young man who is so highly regarded in our community, Reverend Chad Kelly, who is the pastor of the East Ellijay Baptist Church. I see that he owes all of his success, though, to having been born in Cartersville, Representative Battles. Chad is a graduate of Columbia Bible College. He earned a Master of Arts degree from Columbia Biblical Seminary and completed further postgraduate studies at Southeastern Baptist Theological Seminary. He has been in pastoral ministry for over 20 years, and as I said, currently pastors the East Ellijay Baptist Church in Gilmer County. He is joined today by his wife, Betsy. Betsy, where are you? Oh, you're, okay. Thank you for being with us. Also, with Reverend Kelly and Betsy, they have 6 children from 23 years down to 9 years. Hannah, Nathan, Jonas, Bailey, Karis, and Grant. And I think we have Nathan and Karis here today. Is that accurate? And also in the gallery is his parents, Reverend, oh, they're on the floor too, okay. Reverend Mark Kelly, who's also a minister, Suzanne Kelly, and he brought his mother-in-law with him. That's a great man, isn't it, to do that? Judy Hirschberger, a friend of mine. Thank you, Judy. You're really going to enjoy Reverend Kelly. He is a blessing to our community. He serves a very vibrant church in Gilmer County, and I'm just very honored that he would be here. He's a good person and a great man of God, and it's an honor for me to present to you now Reverend Chad Kelly.
Thank you, Speaker Alston, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings from East Ellijay Baptist Church and the citizens of Gilmer County. We want to thank you today for your cooperative service together to the state of Georgia. It's an honor to be able to share just a few moments with you this morning on this opening day of the new session. It was Moses, after he had received the 10 Commandments, who prayed to God and said, "Show me your glory." Whether realized and acknowledged or not, the thirst deep within every human heart is to see the fullness of God's glory. We were all created to see and savor and spread the glory of God. God's glory is seen in part in God's law, as Moses first saw. God's glory is seen to a limited degree in creation. And I saw that, as did you, as you drove in this morning in the beautiful morning sky. Psalm 19 verse 1 says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork." Romans 1:20 tells us that since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that we are without excuse. But there is so much more to the glory of God. The prophet Isaiah had more of God's glory revealed to him in a heavenly vision, of which he speaks and says, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne, high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Above it stood seraphim. Each one had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one cried to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the posts of the door were shaken by the voice of him who cried out, and the house was filled with smoke. So Isaiah says, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Before the infinite holiness and bright glory of the living God, Isaiah was fully aware that all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. He was very aware that divine help would be required to ever know this glorious God personally. Well, back to Moses. How did God respond to his request? Please show me your glory. Exodus 33 verse 19 tells us, And he, that is God, spoke and said, I will make all my goodness pass before you, and will proclaim before you my name, the Lord. And I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. But, he said, you cannot see my face, for man shall not see me and live. Notice, God's glory revealed to Moses is his sovereign grace and mercy that clearly foreshadow our Lord Jesus Christ. And the fullness of God's glory in the grace of Jesus bridges that infinite gap between our sinfulness and God's holiness. Throughout the Old Testament, the glory of God was seen as the bright light that surrounded the presence of God. It led the people out of Egypt as a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Later, it filled the tabernacle under Moses, and then it filled Solomon's temple. God's glory departed from the temple in the time of Ezekiel because of the sins of the people, but it returned. And God's glory, for the first time, was fully seen when Jesus came in the flesh. John says, we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father. No one has ever seen God, but God, the one and only, that is Jesus himself, who is at the Father's side, has made him known. You remember, God would not show Moses his face. He was reserving that until Jesus came face to face. As Paul tells us in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6, it is the God who commanded light to shine out of darkness, that is at creation, who has shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. The glory of God is his sovereign love seen in the face of Jesus, seen through his perfect life for us, seen through his sin-atoning death on the cross for us, and seen through his life-giving resurrection from the dead for us. As Jesus himself said, anyone who has seen me has seen the Father. God's glory. It's a mighty mountain, and the beauty of God's grace through the saving work of the risen Christ is the peak of that mountain. Your heart longs to stand on the peak of God's glory and take in all of his beauty as seen in Jesus Christ. Have you stood there? He has displayed his glory for all to see in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, who is alive today and present in this place by his Spirit. In knowing Jesus personally, we see the glory of God and are eternally satisfied. Your personal trust in all that Jesus is and all that He has done for you, it'll transport you right up to the peak, and in Jesus you will see God's glory. As one worship song puts it, when all of a sudden I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory, and I realize just how beautiful you are and how great your affections are for me. Do you see it? Let's pray together. Father, thank you for showing us the fullness of your glory in your grace and mercy in Jesus. Open the eyes of every person in this place today to be captivated by the beauty of Christ. And may every action taken by these representatives during this new session be in the shadow of your glory in Christ. Now, to God our Savior, who alone is wise, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and forever. Amen. Would you join me in the pledge to the flag? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The House will remain at order. The House will remain at order. Doorkeepers will open the door to the south anteroom only for purposes of admitting guests to the chamber. The House will be at order until the chair instructs you otherwise. We are honored to be joined in the well by the chorus from Gilmer County High School in LJ, and at the podium, seated at the podium, and should be introduced further later, Miss America 2016, Betty Cantrell from Houston County, Georgia. Now, under the direction of Director Sarah Harbin, the Gilmer County High School Chorus. Thank you to members of the chorus, and they will have one more piece for us in just a moment. But at this time, it is an honor for me to welcome to this chamber a lifelong Georgian, a resident of Houston County, a student at Mercer University, and a lady who has made all of our states so proud. And I am very pleased that her visit today to help us begin this session was arranged by the chairman of the Majority Caucus, Chairman Matt Hatchett, who is wearing an orange tie. I don't own an orange tie, but after today I can promise you I'm going to go get one. But he will introduce Miss America 2016, Betty Cantrell. Chairman Hatchett.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before I do that, I want to recognize some guests that she has with her today. Former Representative Jim Cole, the Athletic Director at Mercer. Daniel Tate is Assistant Athletic Director. Miss Julie Hoffman is with Miss America organization. And probably the most proud person in this room, and the person where she definitely gets her beauty from, her mother, Miss Tassie Cantrell. Stand up and let us recognize you. We have an invite resolution. I'm not going to read it. You know about this lady. She is a distinguished young lady. I've had the pleasure of spending all morning with her, and she's better than you can read on any piece of paper. So with no further ado, I want to introduce to all of you Miss America 2016.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So, did anybody watch the Miss America pageant? No? Anyone? Ouch. Like 5 of you. Good, okay. So next year, everybody's gonna watch it. Great. Okay, so yes, I was born and raised in rural middle Georgia around Macon, Warner Robins area. I've lived in Georgia my whole entire life, and I wouldn't ever want to live anywhere else. I only started competing in pageants about 2 years ago. It's not something I grew up doing. I wasn't a little girl aspiring to be Miss America one day. It kind of hit me one day about 2 years ago that I may have something to offer to the organization. I may have a message that I want to get out to young women everywhere. And the best way for me to do that is by being Miss America. I began competing in the Miss America organization system when I was 19 years old, and I did my very first local pageant, not really expecting anything. It actually took a little bit of persuading to get me to actually want to do it, because I didn't think I was a pageant girl. I grew up on 675 acres of land, and I was always a country girl. Never thought of myself as a pageant girl. Decided to do my first pageant because of the scholarship opportunities that the Miss America organization offers to those young women who aspire to be something better than themselves. I accumulated about $80,000 in scholarships by competing in the Miss America system. That's locals, and then when I competed at Miss Georgia, I competed twice. The first time, second runner-up, overall talent winner, and the second time, I won Miss Georgia. And I won overall talent, overall evening gown, and overall onstage question. Thank you. Thank you. I was really excited. So I got to go to Miss America and compete against 51 other beautiful, intelligent women who are some of the most accomplished young women I've ever met. A lot of people don't realize how intelligent the young women are that compete in the Miss America system. It is largely based on the scholarship opportunities that are awarded to the winners and the runners-up. So obviously these women are aspiring to do great things and continue their education. And the Miss America organization is the largest provider of scholarships to young women in the world, actually. Fun fact. So I am actually going to be able to finish my college education thanks to the Miss America organization because of my $50,000 scholarship that I won by winning Miss America. So I'm super excited about that. Every contestant that competes at Miss America has to have a personal platform, and that's something that is very close to my heart. My platform is called Healthy Children, Strong America, and it's all about helping kids to develop healthy bodies as well as healthy minds, eating healthy and exercising. And I've actually met with Commissioner Black before to talk to him about the Georgia Grown program, which is helping to feed our Georgia kids and those fresh Georgia products that are grown right here in our state. There is also the national platform of the Miss America organization, Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, of which I am the National Goodwill Ambassador for. I visit hospitals all over the country and hopefully brighten the kids' days a little bit. That's probably my favorite part of the job, is going into hospitals and visiting those kids who are suffering and going through something that no child should ever have to endure. So that's probably my favorite part of my job as Miss America. I will be traveling 340 days out of the year, about 20,000 miles per month all over the country and sometimes abroad. I may be going on a USO tour to visit our troops overseas. I'm really excited about that. Hopefully that can happen. And I'm so honored to be able to represent the state of Georgia everywhere that I go. Like I said, I'd never want to live anywhere else, and I thank you so much for having me here today. I'm so honored to be able to be here. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to sing a little song for you. I won the Preliminary Talent Award at Miss America as well, so I'm going to sing for you Georgia on My Mind. Oh, so you know Georgia on My Mind. Good. Comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pine. Yeah. Other arms reach out to me. Other eyes smile tenderly. Yeah. Still in peaceful dreams I see the road, it always leads back to you. Oh, I said, Georgia, sweet Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Other arms reach out to me. Other eyes, they smile tenderly. Oh, still in peaceful dreams I see
an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Oh, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. Now the Gilmer High School Chorus one more time. House will continue to be in order. Thank you very much to the chorus, and please recognize the other members of the chorus are up in the gallery, I think, aren't they? Would y'all stand? They will all be performing. They will all be performing at 1 o'clock downstairs in the rotunda. We may take attendance, so. But I hope you will stop by and listen to them. Reverend Kelly will be greeting members as we normally would at the foot of the podium. And thank you to Miss America 2016 for making this a special morning. She will be in the anteroom. Miss America will be in the anteroom, so she will be her committee of escort of one, Chairman Hatchett, We'll take her to the anteroom, and you will be able to greet her there and Reverend Kelly at the foot of the podium. Thank you all very much. Now we'll open the other anteroom door. Doorkeepers can unlock the doors. Chair recognizes the chairman of the Committee on Information and Audits, Chairman Chokas.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Information and Audits has read all 817 pages of the journals for sine die 2015. Found them to be correct.
How many pages?
817.
Chairman Chokas, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, reports that the journal of the previous legislative day, which was day 40 last year, the journal consisting of 817 pages, has been carefully read, vetted, and found to be correct. Is there any objection to the confirmation of the journal? The chair hears none, and the journal is confirmed. Clerk will read the resolution establishing the order of business for the day.
Mr. Burns of the 159th moves as the following be established as the order of business during the first part of the period of unanimous consents. Introduction of bills and resolutions. First reading and reference of House bills and resolutions. First reading and reference of Senate bills and resolutions. Morning orders.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the resolution establishing the order of business for the day? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. First reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
House Bill 701 by Representative Cassis of the 107th, Chandler of the 105th, Kaiser of the 59th, Clark of the 101st, and Brockway of the 102nd. A bill to be entitled to Act to Amend Code Section 20-2-144. Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to mandatory instruction concerning alcohol and drug use.
Education.
House Bill 702 by Representative Donahue of the 30th, Golick of the 40th, Ballinger of the 23rd, Abstration of the 104th, Caldwell of the 131st, and others. Bill being entitled to Act and Amend Code Section 16-3-21 and 17-10-6.1. The Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to the use of force.
Judiciary non-civil.
House Bill 703 by Representative Shaw of the 176th, Jokas of the 138th, Smith of the 134th, and Harbin of the 122nd. Bill to be entitled an Act to Amend Title 33 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to insurance.
Insurance.
House Bill 704 by Representative Peasold of the 133rd, McCall of the 33rd, Fry of the 118th, Caldwell of the 20th, and Beverly of the 143rd. Bill being entitled an Act to Amend Title II of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to agriculture.
Judiciary non-civil.
House Bill 705 by Representative Dempsey of the 13th, Jaspers of the 11th, Gardner of the 57th, Oliver of the 82nd, Hatchett of the 150th, and others. Bill being entitled an Act to Amend Article 1 of Chapter 1 of Title 37 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to general provisions relating to the governing and regulation of mental health.
Health and Human Services.
House Bill 706 by Representative Mosby of the 83rd. Bill being entitled an Act to Amend an Act to provide for a new charter for the City of Atlanta.
Intergovernmental coordination.
House Resolution 948 by Representative Waits, the 60th, Roberts the 155th, Alexander the 66th, Bruce the 61st, and Yates the 73rd. A resolution encouraging the creation of high-speed rail transit authority to operate in Fulton, Carroll, and Douglas counties.
Transportation.
Senate Bill 105 by Senator Jackson II. Bill be entitled an act to amend an act making provisions for the Magistrate Court of Chatham County and abolishing the Municipal Court of Savannah.
Intergovernmental coordination.
That completes first readers.
Second reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
House Bill 691 by Representative Tanner of the 9th, a bill relating to municipal courts. House Bill 692 by Representative Carter of the 175th, a bill relating to mental health. House Bill 693 by Representative Burns of the 159th, a bill relating to conservation and natural resources. House Bill 694 by Representative Brockway of the 102nd, a bill relating to insurance. House Bill 695 by Representative Randall of the 142nd, a bill relating to health. House Bill 696 by Representative Welch of the 110th, a bill relating to general provisions relative to the Department of Human Resources. House Bill 697 by Representative Kirby of the 114th, a bill relating to unsolicited merchandise. House Bill 698 by Representative Mitchell of the 88th, a bill relating to general provisions relative to retirement and pensions. House Bill 699 by Representative Welch of the 110th, a bill relating to general provisions relative to provisions applicable to counties, municipal corporations, and other governmental entities. House Bill 700 by Representative Epps of the 144th, a bill relating to therapy services for children with disabilities. House Resolution 863 by Representative Stover of the 71st, a resolution proposing amendment to the Constitution of the State of Georgia so as to provide that all proceeds received by the state from title ad valorem taxes on motor vehicles shall be appropriated for providing and maintaining an adequate system of public roads and bridges in the state and for grants to counties for road construction and maintenance. House Resolution 864 by Representative Dudgeon of the 25th, a resolution proposing amendment to the Constitution so as to provide that the General Assembly may by general law authorize local boards of education to impose, levy, and collect development impact fees and use the proceeds to pay for a share of the cost of additional educational facilities. House Resolution 900 by Representative Barr of the 103rd, resolution providing for delegates from the Georgia General Assembly to the Assembly of State Legislatures. House Resolution 906 by Representative Waits of the 60th, a resolution urging the state of Georgia to consider the devastation caused by pit bull attacks when crafting legislation regulating dogs so as not to impose on local governments that choose to regulate those dogs for the safety of the community. House Resolution 907 by Representative Burns of the 159th, a resolution proposing amendment to the Constitution so as to authorize an annual allocation of 75% of the revenue derived from the state sales and use tax with respect to the sale of outdoor recreation equipment to a trust fund to be used for the protection and preservation of conservation land. Senate Bill 209 by Senator Jackson of the 2nd, a bill to amend an act completely revising the laws relative to the governing authority of Chatham County, through second readers.
This House will come to order. House will come to order. All members.
Check the undergirding on this podium, Mr. Speaker.
Chair recognizes to present the Doctor of the Day, the Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Chairman Willard.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me to introduce to you a dear friend of mine, John Harvey. And John is a physician who is a surgeon up in North Fulton County. He has been very, very active in the Medical Association of Georgia for a number of years and going back. He is currently the president of the Medical Association of Georgia, and he has served as Speaker of the Medical Association of Georgia House of Delegates for a number of years, from 2009 to 2014. He was president of the Medical Association of Atlanta in 2004 and 2005, and Dr. Harvey has been a volunteer in the Georgia State Defense Force, where he serves as a colonel and command surgeon since 2000. He has cared for his patients as a general and trauma surgeon in the Atlanta area for more than 25 years and has received his medical degree from the Medical College of Georgia, and then his residency in surgery at the University of South Florida in Tampa. He lives in North Atlanta area with his wife Sandra, and may I introduce to you the Doctor of the Day, Dr. John Harvey. Thank you. I'll get back out of here.
There we go. We got some big chairs.
That's right.
Thank you, Chairman Willard, Speaker Ralston, and members of the House. As the president of the Medical Association of Georgia, it's certainly an honor to be here on the opening day of your session. And I know from Speaker Ralston that you have a number of agenda items today, so I have planned a speech to confine my comments to only about 45 minutes. As I said, it's truly an honor to be able to serve you for unanticipated medical needs with our Doctor of the Day program from the Medical Association of Georgia. We will have a physician here every day that you are in session for any needs that you might have, and I'd like to introduce the person who will be here every day of that session, our nurse, Ruby Butts. Ruby is here. And she certainly is dedicated to this process. I also, as the president of the Medical Association of Georgia, am available to serve you if you have medical policy concerns. The Medical Association is certainly open to provide our viewpoint on those policy concerns while you're here at the legislature. And we appreciate the service that you provide to the citizens of our state, as we both intend to have a much more productive and healthy state here in Georgia. Thank you for the opportunity to meet you this morning, and I hope I don't have to meet you in the medical aid station. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Harvey.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks for being with us.
We are at ease right now. We're waiting on the Senate to take action on a resolution, and when that is completed, we will take up some business. We're trying to adjourn by 11:30. I understand that someone scheduled a memorial program at 11:30 on day one, and we're trying to work our schedule around that to the extent that we can. So I'm going to ask you to stay close by. We'll be at ease, and we'll give you a heads up before we vote. Okay, we're going to take up some business. We are about to take up some business. Clerk will read a group of privileged resolutions, the caption to a group of privileged resolutions.
House Resolution number 969, recognizing and commending Warner Robins native Miss America 2016, Betty Cantrell, for her outstanding representation in the state of Georgia and her commitment to improving her state and country through her work as Miss America. Unnumbered resolution recognizing and commending Lynn Birch, Georgia's Family and Consumer Science Teacher of the Year for 2014-2015. Unnumbered resolution commending Mr. Horace Julian Bond for his outstanding public service. Unnumbered resolution honoring the life and memory of Jacob Jap Groen and for other purposes. Unnumbered resolution honoring Kyle and Brent Pease. Unnumbered resolution recognizing January 13, 2016 as Easter Seals in Georgia and its Champions for Children Program Day at the state capitol. Unnumbered resolution commending Clayton State University and recognizing January 12, 2016 as Clayton State University Day at the state capitol. That completes the reading of the privileged resolutions.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the privileged resolutions? Chair hears none, and the resolutions are adopted. Chair wants to recognize a former member of this body who is visiting with us on the floor. I don't know how much longer he'll be able to come on the floor. Some of the legislation I've seen. Does that apply to floor visits? 2 years you can't visit on the floor, is that? Please welcome former Representative, former Transportation Committee Chair, Jay Roberts. We've got 2 or 3 housekeeping resolutions which we're going to take up. The chair was hopeful that the Senate might see fit to help us all plan our lives for a while with an adjournment resolution, but they have pressing business over there apparently that's come up ahead of that. And so we may or may not get to that today. While we're waiting, I hope you'll help me wish happy birthday greetings yesterday to Representative Karen Bennett, who I think now is statutorily eligible to serve. She's just turned 21. Happy birthday, Representative Bennett. All right, we're coming back to order. This House will come back to order. All members, please take your seats. We got a little business we need to do before we go on to other matters for today. For the first time, the chair recognizes the gentleman from the 159th District, the Majority Leader of the House, Leader Burns, to present a resolution.
Good morning, and I think a Happy New Year. It's good to see all of y'all. We're ready to get started. If we don't get started, we can't finish, so we have to get started. And we've been a little slow, but I think we're to that point now. This is we have a notification from the Senate. They're ready to do business, and that we'll transmit that to the governor that we're ready to go. So we would ask your support of this resolution.
Gentleman has yielded the well. No questions on that resolution. All those in favor of adopting Senate Resolution 652 will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine on the adoption of Senate Resolution 652. The ayes are 161, the nays are 0. The resolution is adopted. The chair appoints as a committee of notification Representative Terry Rogers, Representative Nimmer, Representative Dickey, Representative Hawkins, Chairman Carl Rogers, and Representative Donahue. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader on another resolution.
Mr. Speaker, if you don't mind, we'll have the clerk to read this resolution.
House Resolution 966 to notify the Senate that the House of Representatives has convened.
Well, it took us a while to notify the Senate that we were over here. But now they know. I think they saw it on TV, on closed circuit or something. They figured out it was time for us to go. So this is just another official notification to the Senate that we're ready to conduct business and move forward in this 2016 session. I would ask for your favorable consideration for House Resolution 966.
Gentleman has yielded the well. All those in favor of adopting House Resolution 966 to notify the State Senate that we are in session will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine on the adoption of House Resolution 966. The ayes are 163, the nays are 0. We have officially notified the Senate that we are in session. Clerk will read the caption to House Resolution 967. House Resolution 967.
House Resolution 967 calling a joint session of the House of Representatives and the Senate for the purposes of hearing a message from the governor.
Chair recognizes the Majority Leader to speak to the resolution. Leader Burns.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think a greatly expected message we'll hear this week when His Excellency, the Governor, Nathan Deal, comes into this body, this House, to address a joint session of the House and the Senate. That will be on Wednesday at 11 a.m. on January the 13th here in this great hall. And we also want to make sure that we include the justices of the Supreme Court and the judges of the Court of Appeals, and hereby extended an invitation to them to join us also. So, Mr. Speaker, I would ask for this body's favorable consideration, and no questions, I'll yield the well.
You don't appear to have any questions. The gentleman has yielded the well on the adoption of House Resolution 967. All those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine on the adoption of House Resolution 967. The ayes are 161, the nays are 0. This House has adopted House Resolution 967, and we will hear the State of the State from Governor Nathan Deal Wednesday at 11 a.m. Clerk will read the caption to House Resolution 968. 968.
House Resolution 968, calling a joint session of the House of Representatives and the Senate for the purpose of hearing a message from the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, inviting each of the other justices of the Supreme Court and each judge of the Court of Appeals to be present at the joint session and for other purposes.
Chair recognizes the Majority Leader to speak to the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and you've heard the deal from the clerk, and certainly our annual address from the court, and that will take place at 11 a.m. again on Wednesday, January 27th, right here in this great building, and we'll also have the Senate and the House members present in this great room. So we would ask for your favorable consideration as we invite the courts here and the Chief Justice to address us. And if there are any questions, I'll answer them. If not, I'll yield the well and ask for your favorable consideration. Thank you.
You don't appear to have any questions. On the adoption of House Resolution 968, all those in favor will vote aye, those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machine on the adoption of House Resolution 968. The ayes are 163, the nays are 0. This resolution, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore adopted. Okay, the Senate has finally acted on the adjournment resolution. It is not printed, but we're going to put it on the screen for you to see. I ask the clerk's office to do that now. This is resolution. This is Senate Resolution 678. Okay, Senate Resolution 678. Senate Resolution 678 is on the screen. The chair recognizes the majority leader to speak to the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is the one we've been looking for. And I'll go ahead and tell you, if anybody wins the Powerball and you do it in the joint name of the House, we'll disperse with the resolution for a while till we spend that money. But you can see what we're trying to do. We've worked on this issue with the Senate for a few days now, and trying to be respective of our commitments to our families and to their commitments to their families and to our businesses to make, as we know, we all have lives outside of this business, so we try to be respective of that. And I think this is the beginning of a calendar that we will continue on through as we work it out into the later days that will be much, you'll see the same type issues as we see here, where we are respectful of those issues. As you can see, we're in all week this week. We're certainly out for in honor of the Reverend Martin Luther King on the 18th. As usual, joint hearings begin on the 19th. And then on the 20th and 21st and 22nd, we will be in, and we will be dealing with the appropriations. Obviously, y'all know our largest priority is to get the budgets out, so we'll be working very diligently on those lines. And then we'll be in on the 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th will be day 12. And then on Monday, February 1, we will be in, my lucky day, day 13. So that's what we've come up with, and that's what we've got the Senate to help us with, and hopefully that's something that we'll be able to build on, goodwill between us and them. If there are any questions, I'll try to answer them, but y'all see the dates and the times.
I think you have your first question in your new position. Do you yield?
Well,
you don't have to.
It looks pretty self-explanatory to me, but
you never know.
I'll take one, as they say, the last words of somebody, so I'll take one. Yes, sir, I'll yield for a question.
Chair recognizes Chairman Chokas to your left for a question.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Does the gentleman yield?
I certainly yield to my friend from Americas.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. I appreciate your hard work trying to work the adjournment resolution out with the Senate, and I realize that you had to work long and hard for them to understand. My question simply is, what time will we be convening? Is that yet to be determined?
That's yet to be determined, but we will certainly make it as friendly, and we'll certainly listen to, if you have suggestions, I'm sure I'm going to hear them anyway. Privately, but we'll work with that. But as you know, I'll say again, we have to get started on this work. I mean, they're all priorities for us to be with our families and get to the end of it, because we have other business, and we're certainly, if we don't work hard, we won't get finished. So I'll leave it at that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have no further questions.
I'll ask for your favorable consideration to Senate Resolution 678, and I think it'll be good for us and be a good start for the 2016 session. I yield the will, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman has yielded the well. All those in favor of adopting Senate Resolution 678 will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no, and the clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, the clerk will lock the machines. On the adoption of Senate Resolution 678, the ayes are 161, the nays are 0. This resolution, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore adopted. There being no further business to come before the House today, the chair recognizes the majority leader for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. After completion of some good business today, I would move that this House adjourn until tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, Tuesday morning, January the 12th at 10 a.m.
On the motion of the majority leader that this House be adjourned until Tuesday, January 12 at 10 a.m., all those in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed to his motion will say no. You're going to have to get better than that. Motion has been adopted. This House will be adjourned until Tuesday, January 12 at 10 a.m.